next presentation today. Last presentation of the day, but I'm sure we all are very excited for this one again. And since morning, we had a wonderful presentation by our eminent dignitaries and speakers. So I'm sure even this will be a great value add on to all of us present here. So the topic for the presentation now is reimagining advisory business models next decade. We are already talking about the glorious decade ahead, the world economy post pandemic. So it's again one of a very exciting topic to hear on. And let's welcome Mr. Akash Bansal, founder and CEO Mercury Platform. Welcome, sir. Mr. Anil Desai, Joint Managing Director, Vijay Prism Infotech Private Limited. Welcome,
Hello.
Anil, sir. So the presentation, I think, would be opened by Anil, sir, and then Akash, sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Can we have the presentation screen shared?
Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So let us start with our core principles and beliefs at Vijaya iPrism as well as Mercury. And that will provide the setting for the next items being discussed. So we are a technology platform, and we believe in working for the advisor. We are a B2B platform, and we are not in B2C space. We believe in building scalable platforms. Our history, I've been part of mutual fund industry for 25 years, been responsible for introduction of trail commission in mutual fund industry and in distribution industry, B2B and B2C. And I was also part of BSE Star, the team that set up BSE Star. So we have long experience in setting up scalable systems. We know what are the important things, like things like the trail commission were not immediately seen to be things which would help the industry in a big way, but that is what it did. Similarly, today in the technology tools, we are introducing a lot of things which are going to make a big difference to the distributors over the next decade, though it will not be apparent today that that is the case. We are into multi-asset platforms, and we are looking to provide execution, reporting, research, everything in one place. Most important point, we want to help the intermediaries to retain their identity. So we don't want to make people into sub-brokers. And this is again not very well understood. When you are a sub-broker of somebody, you are losing almost 25-30% of your income, but that is only the small part of it. The bigger part is the moment you have built up an AUM of 100 crores, 500 crores, 1000 crores, if you are a sub-broker and the main entity has a problem, and we have seen in case of ILFS, we have seen in case of many other entities facing problems. You don't believe till the time that they actually land into problem. They have enjoyed AAA rating. But if the main entity has a problem, then the sub-broker is going to lose his entire lifetime's work. That is not very well understood. And we want to empower people to work with their own identity by providing MFD platform in Vijaya, RIA platform in Mercury, and infra company, which Akash will discuss now, a one-of-a-kind initiative where we are enabling people to get together as equity shareholders as owners and to build a common infrastructure, which, like the celebrated case of Amul, will help our industry in taking the next steps. Over to you, Akash.
Yeah, thank you, Anil sir, for that quick principles and belief. Dimple, can you just confirm if is my voice audible? Dimple, is my voice audible?
Yes, Akash,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Okay. Sure. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So when I remember I was discussing with Vyas about this wealth management conference that they have organized. Congratulations to AFM team for doing a wonderful work there. Uh, I was sharing with him on the theme, which is reimagining, and currently with a tough year 2020, we have not just seen a pandemic impacting every human being on the planet, but it has impacted capital markets, portfolios of the customers, and on top of that, we have seen a lot of regulatory changes as well. 3rd of July, as you would all know, SEBI has amended the RIA regulations, and it has not just impacted MFDs but both RIAs and MFDs. So very quickly, we thought that it's important to share with all of you. Is there a way of reimagining the advisory business models in India? With that thought, I would want to start by just sharing some of the impact that has happened on the MFDs. As you all know, we cannot call ourselves as advisors, wealth managers, or financial planners. We cannot advise on financial products, financial planning. It's prohibited. We can sell and distribute products, and in the process, check appropriateness of schemes. So the framework of suitability has to be maintained. We would want to see impact on even RIAs. These changes where they can provide advice, they can call themselves advisors, but now they need a net worth of 5 lakhs. There is a license cost of 15, and most importantly, friends, there is a qualification now, which is either you have to be a professional or a postgraduate with 5 years of experience and certification. Plus, you have to manage compliances under the regulatory guidelines. You have to manage audits, and there is a limit of OT customers. Beyond that, you have to corporatize. You can advise direct, but wherever direct is not available, you can continue to advise. So even individual RIAs got impacted with this, and so does corporate RIAs, because corporate RIAs can do advisory and distribution both, but one client can be given only one service, which is either advisory or distribution. But you need now net worth of 50 lakhs. There's a lot of capital. There's a license cost of 5 lakh rupees. Every person has to be again a postgraduate, qualified with experience, certifications, and on top of that, you have to manage the compliances and audits, company ROC, MCA guidelines as well. So not just MFDs. I think these regulatory changes has thrown up challenges for both MFDs and RIAs. The biggest challenges in adopting the RIA model was eligibility criteria. You have to be postgraduate, professional, experience, certification, compliance, audit, fee administrations, and the overall cost, obviously. So on one side, it is difficult and expensive to get and retain the license. On another side, it is essential because I have to provide advice to my customers, right? It has to be, it's becoming difficult, and these were the challenges. So how do you solve those challenges? And as as we all know, there are opportunities which lies in every challenges, and we wanted to create a structure where we are able to solve all of these challenges by following the regulatory guidelines and maintaining our principles that Anil sir has shared in the starting. So within the principle that drives our vision and mission, within the regulatory guidelines, and solve the challenges with all the constraints. One answer, friends, that we got And I remember in all the conferences, at least in many of the conferences in the last 5 years, this concept of collaboration, corporatization, amulization was discussed. And we thought we want to create a shared services and infrastructure company for advisors and by advisors. Friends, I'm very happy to share that the India's first shared services and infrastructure company has been executed by us. And what are the advantages? We have started a separate company with IFAs as shareholders, friends. We have started this company with IFAs as shareholders to create shared infrastructure and achieve economies of scale, because that is a guiding principle for us. Collectively, it becomes far bigger and stronger at developing solution. You are institutionalizing your practice, corporatizing your practice. Infra company will help you with licenses, compliances, audits, entire technology for advisors and by advisors. And we aim to become a listed entity in 4 years, which will be owned by IFAs as shareholders. So what this company will have? Start with a net worth of 50 lakhs because IFAs are shareholders contributing to the share capital along with the corporate RIA license. Collectively, it becomes a powerful force and various intermediaries coming together. It's a privately limited company having independent board of directors, compliance officers, principal officers, all the CXOs that you require to run a corporate RIA company. And friends, important thing is the critical needs. The execution of this is done by a B2B specialist like us. The choice, the structure, how it works as an infra company is we have created an advisory division where you need to have a fit and proper criteria. So it's not an arbitrage window from a regulatory perspective. If you are a professional with a postgraduate or a postgraduate degree with 2 years of experience and certifications, whatever regulations define, if you have that, if you have the vision to provide advisory services, do financial plannings, if you want to adhere to the code of conduct, principles towards the profession, friends, you can meet the criteria. And if you meet the criteria, you can join the advisory division. You get all the tools for compliances, automated fee administrations, entire net worth and cost. It gets spread over across many participants. You are able to economies of scale. It's a fully integrated multi-asset technology platform. You just focus on client advice and management. You can have your own ARN where you are able to do your regular business. The choice to, in case if you don't meet the qualifying criteria, or if you don't, if you're not a postgraduate, or if you want to continue to be doing the business you are doing, you have a choice to. You can still work under this company with the infrastructure company. You can refer clients to this infrastructure company. You can use an existing financial advisor for goal planning tools for getting the advice, and you are now able to provide a multi-asset, charge a fees, and the company shares a percentage of revenue with you. You have the choice now, friend. Changes from regular versus direct becomes regular and direct. Not just that, you're also able to create financial plans, goal planning for your customers, and you can continue to have your own ARN and distribute products. I would now want to invite Anil sir to share this very unique initiative that we have out in terms of how the shareholding for IFAs works. Over to Anil sir.
Yeah. So when we have a large number of IFAs as shareholders, you need a professional management in place, because every IFA will be busy with their own work. So we are taking IFAs as shareholders to a maximum limit of 49%, and 51% will be held by promoters of Vijaya, Mercury, both put together. We will be subscribing to the shares at the same price, at par value, as the IFAs will be subscribing. The minimum amount is 1 lakh and the maximum amount is 5 lakhs that an IFA can pay. I'm sorry, the slide says 50,000 and 5 lakhs. It is 1 lakh and 5 lakh. In future, shares will be issued and repurchased at a price close to the book value on first come first serve basis, right? Okay. So just like you have employee share options, we are introducing partner share option. And in future, listing will be available. Even before listing, we are going to have a buyback in place at a price linked to the book value. So there is liquidity, and these are the conditions which people will have to comply with in order to become members. Right. We went through all this partner stock option plan. One can go through. Akash, over to you, because I think the time limit has been hit.
Sure.
For listing, you need 3-year track record, and hence listing will be undertaken in the 4th year.
Yeah, thank you, Anil sir, for sharing those shareholding and stock option plans. Friends, I'm very happy to share that 54 MFDs and RIAs have already become shareholders and partners in this company. We have been able to successfully execute this of India's first shared services. I'll just skip through this cost comparison because of the time limit. We will be happy to share this presentation with team AFM, and they can in turn circulate this to all the attendees of the event. But I want to just quickly run you through very quickly. We did some comparison analysis of capital spends that you need to do, and you're saving a lot of money if you're joining infra company, because the cost is getting shared across. The operating and running cost has also been considered. Whether you are an individual or a corporate, you will end up spending money, but that get again shared in the infra company. We did also some analysis on software and technology costs that you would have still ended up spending on some money on the infrastructure. And with the infrastructure, joining the infrastructure company, you end up sharing a lot of services and infrastructure with the for your practice. But this is an important last slide which I want to share. There are some priceless benefits also, which is you are able to create an insurance for your practice because of the infrastructure company. You're able to create your retirement plans. You can buy and sell practices, continuity of customers' journey. Collectively, it is a strength and collective wisdom of experience, partners coming together. It's a bigger pool to cost. It's a part of a listed entity and a professionally run institution. So if you want more details, friends, our teams will be very happy. These are the email IDs. You can drop us an email to find out more about the infrastructure company. And there is a link. I don't know if anybody from AFM team can share this link in the chat box. People can fill in the form, and we will get back to you. I would want to thank team AFM, Deepak, Jain, Vyas, for giving us an opportunity to share our views. We hope it was the India's first shared services. We have been able to do justice to the time that you have given to us. Thank you, everyone, for taking time out and listening to us.
Thank you so
We'll
much,
be happy
Akash.
to take any questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Akash, sir, for a wonderful presentation, which I'm sure again a learning experience for all of us. As you just mentioned, then people can access the presentation. I would also like to inform our attendees today, once you have started attending this event, they also have the option of visiting various stalls, exhibition that we have here, just like a normal event that we have. But then you can have it virtual, but you can have your queries, you can visit the stall, you can download the brochure, you can even have the presentations of the sponsors also. So I think we would like to end this discussion, Anil sir and Mr. Akash. So I would like to thank you once again for being a part of AFM event and enlightening our participants with your wonderful presentation. Thank you so much for being a part of the event today.
Thank you to AFM and to all the attendees.
Thank you so much, sir.